Alright, so this is the circle jig. I'm going to have to drop the router down by cutting a little bit off the bottom of these arches, because as it stands it's sitting too high. But this is it. It'll cut along the MDF to make the curve I want while that is spinning. So while that's spinning, the router bit will be spinning, will come along, it will hit the MDF and create that curve, and thus creating a dome. Router jig for making dome shapes for slump molds. I see I've done one pass here, trying to get a feel for the speed before I did video. This seems to be about a good speed for the router to still be able to handle it. And I've dropped the router down about another 1/4 inch before its final position, where it'll make the final pass to make the shape that I'm going for, which is about a 1-inch rise over a 14-inch diameter. So yeah, hopefully I did all my math right. Let's get started. Alright, looking good. Nice curve. We're going to go ahead and drop it down and start our next pass. Okay, as you can see, we've dropped the router bit down into hopefully the final position. We'll see how it cuts. Well, I noticed right at the end here that our router is on a slight angle. It must have been when I initially set it up, I didn't realize that I had bumped this out of alignment, so I'm going to realign it so it's straight, and we'll do one more pass, see what that does. Well, it looks like it was a relative success. I didn't make, as you can see, I didn't make my blank quite a big enough diameter. So I'll either have to make it smaller or add some on with Bondo or something. But so far, looks like a success. Okay, so here's the next stage in the slump mold process. I skipped over all the boring sanding, bondoing, primering, and jumped right to the finished product. So this is what you saw me make on the jig, and here we go. There we have it. Still got some caulk on it from when I poured the rubber on it, but pretty nice slump mold. It's what looks like almost a perfect 1-inch rise, which is what I was going for. And bondoed it, primered it, did that a couple times, then hit it with some black gloss spray paint, and then built a mold. You can see the flashing I used as the mold sidewall. This wrapped around like that, and I just caulked the whole thing. And then I had that piece of plastic in the bottom of the mold, took these little pins, and these are exactly the pin size and spacing on the wheel head. And you can see where I made the slump mold, where it was mounted to the wheel head right there. And so I poured the rubber with these little registration marks with hex head screws, and then those registration marks show up in the rubber. And so now, with this rubber negative, I can cast an almost infinite number of plaster slump molds at exactly the same curvature. And the cool thing is I can then use this mold bottom with the registration pins and key it in. We'll pull these pins out for right now because they're just loose. I'll put some more permanent dowels in there. And then I'll pour the plaster in there, and then there will be 2 little registration pins in those holes. We'll be able to pour it and seat the, there we go. You can see that seats perfectly with the registration marks. And then the 2 pins that are here and here on the other side of that mold will be cast directly into the plaster, and then once I demold that, that can just go straight on the wheel head for making plates. Very exciting. Thanks for watching.